I'm in my office. There are 4 temperatures of relationships as far as I look at it. And like I say, that's just to keep it simple. First is so cold. Second is cool. Third is warm. And fourth is hot like fire. So let me from my perspective and see if it resonates with anyone. So basically, so cold is just that relationship where it's barely a relationship. Like, being totally honest, it's barely a relationship. If you are in the same household or not, the relationship can be so cold. It doesn't matter. It does not have to just be between 2 people who are not cohabitating. This happens in homes as well, to where it's just frequent disagreements, arguments, and I'm talking about knocked down. Excuse me, y'all. They kind of like, so it's basically a relationship that may have physical, mental, emotional abuse. Like, men and women are capable of being victims of abuse, to the point where you're being called out your name frequently. You don't fight fair. You use the fuck yous and all that. Like, it gets disgraceful and demeaning when you all disagree. And it's like basically a I don't fuck with you type behavior. Like, we sleep together. You may even have children together. But there's no displays of affection publicly. There's no intimacy between you. And I don't mean sex. I mean intimacy. I mean closeness, intimate conversations, a lack of ease between you two. Like, you don't flow. I'll say it like that. You don't flow together. You don't help each other. You don't work as a team. It's kind of like you're individualized. Well, that's his. That's mine. That's hers. Whereas you guys don't see each other as a team. You don't You don't coexist. You don't cooperate. You don't co-parent. You don't nothing. There are frequent extramarital affairs, a lack of extramarital or extracurricular affairs. If you've committed to a monogamous relationship, it's just a hot ass mess. Like, I tried to say it the correct way, but it's a hot mess. And so it's just like it sounds. It's so cold. So let's move on to the next one. Cool is just what it sounds like. Like, you guys are just cool. Like, it's little to no, like, it's no passion. It's no all over each other. It's verbal affection. It may be I love you here and there, but it's a bare minimum in a relationship. We're respecting each other just enough to get by. Like, basically, without sex, y'all will be friends. Like, not even good friends. Still name calling. Placing blame in arguments. You're aggravated most of the time while you're around one another. You really don't even, you irritated. They irritate you. There's toxic control in a relationship. That's cool. You pretend like it's all good around family, friends, different things like that to just save face. You basically with somebody just to be with somebody. Like, you just want to be with somebody. You can't be by yourself. You don't know how to communicate effectively in these type of relationships. You don't hear one another out, like, because you're cool. You're not really going deep enough to care about each other's emotions. So the next one is warm. And warm is you're showing affection towards each other. You're committed to one another. You argue minimally. You both make efforts to help each other out. Your communication is, you have hurdles in your communication, which means it's not bad, but like, it's not great by any means. You talk about the light stuff, your surface level. Like y'all get along, y'all could kiki, laugh, best friend it up. But when it comes to speaking about something serious, you fall off. You don't have good communication where you both are actively listening and hearing the partner. You may be defensive in those times and unable to see the common goal in warm relationships. You gift each other, you date sometimes, a few times a year. You gift each other on birthdays and holidays. It's no extra effort. It's no spontaneity. It's no extra romanticism. It's none of that in the warm relationships. Like we care for each other. We love each other. We helping each other. But yeah, I'm not doing anything extra. Like that's just who I am. Like those type of relationships. With the hot relationship, which is what I call relationship goals, aka you all are in sync, you're in love, you're patient with one another, you show affection, there's a great sex life, there's lots of laughter, you guys are in sync, like you're in tune with one another, you're considerate of one another, you know how to disagree respectfully, you're faithful to one another, you have accountability. Excuse me one moment. You communicate with each other. You go on dates regularly. You're thoughtful towards one another. There is lots of spontaneity in your relationship. You're trying to keep that fire burning because that's the person you want to be with. That's the person you love. You can't see yourself with anyone else. Those are the hot relationships. Those are relationship goals. Do you feel that your relationship is so cold? Your current one. Is it cool? Is it warm? Y'all getting there? Or is it hot and your relationship is the shit? That's it. And it's much more, but I tried to break it down for the sake of time. But I gave you the descriptions, so now it's up to you to determine where you are. And when you're determining where you are, it's very important that you're very, very honest about where you are. Like I said, this doesn't have to be a marriage. This could be a platonic, like fuck buddy type relationship. This could be you're engaged to them. This could be high school sweetheart. This could be 20 years together. No matter what type it is, if there's love there, if there's an intimate relationship there, then I'm talking to you. And the reason why I think we have an issue admitting it to ourselves. Some of us, not all of us. Some of us know exactly where we are. Some of us know exactly where we are, and some of us want to fix it, knowing it can be fixed. Some of us want to fix it, knowing we've been saying the same thing over and over again, and the shit ain't gonna be fixed. You just love that person. So you're willing to put yourself through a little bit of torture to have that relationship. Now, the whole thing about it is you're talking about potential. And everybody has that. But what category is your relationship in to measure that potential? If your relationship is so cold or cool, is it really worth looking at potential? Where is it? Depending on the age of the relationship. People that care or want to be with you usually show you that off the rip. Man or woman. And little things they do, they don't have to tell you. They usually show you. In the way they behave towards you. In the way they treat you. It's as simple as somebody getting themselves something to eat and making sure you have something to eat as well. That shows that they care about you. Now, if you're always the person giving, if you're the person, man or woman, who's always coming with the spontaneity, you're always thinking of the dates, you're always buying the gifts, you're always thinking of the romanticism, or you planning the trips, or you doing those things. It don't matter if the other person is giving you finances towards that. If they never have a creative thought about your relationship, if they never have a creative thought about what pleases you, and you're leading by example and showing them your love language, then your relationship couldn't be hot. And if it's warm, cool, or so cold, I'm not even sure if it's worth keeping. I'm not sure. Because if you're a thoughtful individual and you're always giving, someone who genuinely loves you will pick up on that. Not somebody who lusts you, not somebody who don't want you to be with somebody else, not someone who's comfortable with you. No, someone who loves you, has adoration, has respect for you, and wants to grow with you. They're going to try to do those things. Even in the most minimal ways, even if they've never experienced it in other relationships, even if they feel like that's just not them, they're going to do the minimum of that, baby steps, to try to show you that they want to be with you and that they're serious. But as I said, you have to look at where your relationship is to even judge if you want to deal with that. Now, in a warm relationship, you may want to deal with that, because a warm relationship, they show affection towards you, they're faithful towards you, they're trying, they're coing with you, coexisting, cohabitating, co-parenting, cooperating, all those things. But when you're in a warm relationship, you need to look at the amount of time. If you've been in that warm relationship a year or 2 years, and they haven't quite gotten your love language, okay, that's something they can learn. But if you're in a warm relationship 10 years, and they haven't gotten it yet, like, you really need to look at who you're dealing with and if they're ever willing to do that for you. Not to make a change and change who they are, to show little efforts. Because apparently you've been doing it for them. This is for the thoughtful person. At some point in our lives, due to the fact that life is not promised tomorrow, and it's a gift. It's not a perk. Like, it don't automatically, tomorrow ain't automatic. I feel like you deserve to be loved to life. Like, you deserve to be loved deeply. You deserve to be loved with passion and conviction and adoration and grandeur. Grandeur, like grand gestures. And let me explain to you all, while we're on this topic, let me explain to you all, no matter where you are, the so-called cool, warm, hot relationships. If you hot, you know what grandeur is. You right there with me. If you hot, your relationship hot, you know what passion is. You're right there with me. But let me explain to you what grandeur is. Because most men, and I'm just saying this from a woman's perspective, this is not a bash, because you can comment and go from a man's perspective. But most men that I've dealt with in the past and in experiences in my life feels that grandeur means money. Most men that I've had experiences with feel that grandeur means money, or is monetary, or is financial in some way. Let me explain to you what grandeur is in my perspective. Grandeur is going above and beyond in a relationship to show that you care. Grandeur for a man or a woman, I imagine, would be to come home and have a message that I'm meeting with you later on. And for it to be something as simple as, you pick me up and I smell Gain and this big fresh comforters in your car, truck, backseat, wherever it is. And it's food. And I smell this food, and it's my favorite shit I'm smelling. And then it's flowers. They could be Kroger flowers. $5, $12. Flowers. My favorite water and lemon. A champagne of a sort. If you can't afford that, get my favorite vodka. Grab a speaker. Get some good pillows. Wait till the sun is about to go down a little bit. Wait, it's still in the sky. Make me a place, a space where I could sit with you, eat with you, talk with you, look at you, listen to music with you, laugh with you, love with you. And it's all your idea. That's grandeur. That's grandeur. I don't know how much that costs, but not as much as no Birkin or no Louis Vuitton. I can buy that shit myself. As most women can. Where are your ideas? Where are your thoughts? Where's your effort? Man or woman? So, if your relationship is so cold, why are you even there? In a relationship that's so cold, there's a clear lack of respect. And cool. There's a clear lack of respect. We have to start giving ourselves the best of everything. We have to start committing to the idea that we actually deserve the best of everything. And if you don't feel someone is able or capable of giving you their absolute best, and you're giving them your absolute best and loving them the best way you can, the thing for you to do is not to try and change them. The thing for you to do is move on so that you can be loved properly the way that you deserve to in the time that you have here on this planet. I don't care how much money it is. I don't care how much fame it is. I don't care how many people know your name. I don't care how many clothes you got, bags, gym shoes, cars. I don't care what your house look like. If you never experienced genuine love, a love affair, adoration in your life, like that Mary J. Blige, that real love, not that KC crack love. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Disclaimer. I'm not saying KC smoking crack now, but I'm just saying back then, and we don't want that kind. Yeah, no, that's not the love we want. I want to be loved with great love, like I've experienced. I don't want to be loved. Don't call me a bitch, then tell me you love me. Don't hit me, then tell me you love me. Don't tear down my mental self-esteem and then tell me you love me. Because you don't. You can't. Because in treating someone like that, baby, you don't love yourself. So, the 4 temps. Yeah, I'm scratching my head. It was itching. The 4 temps are so cold, cool, warm,